in anime is just fucking phenomenal. People give anime music a lot of shit because it's music in anime, but they never give songs shit that are in movies or TV shows, so I don't know what the fuck all that is about. But the songs in some of these anime are just absolutely phenomenal. You can just vibe along to it, and I do. And it's just really nice. Like you see, this is sitting on an anime playlist, and guess what I do when I'm sometimes in the shower? You bet your butt that I press shuffle on the playlist, and I sometimes vibe to the songs while I'm, washing my hair and stuff, or sometimes when I'm driving in the car or something. It's awesome. I don't know why people give anime music so much shit. It's a really good and catchy song, and the singers are just awesome too. I mean, what the fuck, We're up to episode 40, Homunculus out of 64. I know I've said this before when we were at the halfway mark, but holy shit, it almost feels like we're up to the final stretch where things are going to get real. We know who Lust was. We know who Gluttony is. We know who Wrath is. We know who Greed is. We found Sloth. And then we also found Pride. Who am I missing? I'm always fucking missing someone. Let me try again. Envy. Envy was... Yes, Envy. Thank you. How did I forget Envy? Maybe because I had to suppress the memories of that giant thing. Man, King Bradley is a seriously dangerous fighter. I would be seriously disappointed if Wrath was not a deadly fighter. Am I the only one? Because when I associate Wrath, you think of someone like the devil or, War from the Four Horsemen, someone significant. I mean, the title of Wrath, it says it all. If Wrath wasn't a capable fighter, I would be unbelievably disappointed. Episode 40, Homunculus. But yes, I honestly want to see Bradley. We've seen the opening when Bradley's fighting... Come on, Kuma, you know the names. I know you're bad with names. Come on. Lin? Yin? Come on, Kuma, you're sounding racist to Chinese people. What's his name? Come on! Ling! There, I was almost there. I said Lin, right? Ling, I was just missing the G. He was fighting with Ling, and the girl, and the other guy... Let's just continue before I butcher what's left of my credibility. Hey, look, that's where Goku and Vegeta fought. Aw, the little girl is so cute. She's in love with the big armor boy because she needs a visa. Okay, this is a fight I want to see. Yes, I want to see this shit. There are so many epic battles coming. I want to see these epic battles. They've been teasing these epic battles for 2 openings now. And now they're teasing Pride as well, who's just standing there, arms folded like a Byakuya motherfucker. I want to see this shit. Did you know that General Armstrong is 37? Look... It is very rare that the personality of someone is what attracts me, because after all, I am male and I am an idiot. But her sloveness is like a magnet. She is beautiful. She is a beautiful slov woman. I don't care that she's 37. I would want her to have my babies. Guys, if Hachon comes through that door with a knife and stabs the shit out of me, please call 000.
So you think that General Armstrong had something to do with General Raven's disappearance?
It seems so. However, she's too smart to leave any evidence behind.
Yes, that's true.
Well, anyway, the only thing we have to worry about is holding down this fort. As for the General, well, I'm sure the Tigers in Central will make sure she's taken care of.
General Armstrong, how nice to see you.
They posted you in Central, Mustang?
Oof!
You're well connected.
No, it's solely based on merit.
That's rich coming from you.
I'm sorry, but what's going on there?
What brings you here today, General?
Fuhrer Bradley summoned me. For an extended stay, I imagine.
Is that so? Well, sometime we should grab some dinner.
Your treat? I hope you know I could eat you into bankruptcy.
Marry me. Marry me. She's a slub woman I could take to a buffet. Marry me.
Maybe we should skip dinner then.
Fucking marry me.
I see. You're short on both money and nerve, huh?
Maybe I could offer some flowers instead. There are many fine florists here in Central.
Are there?
A good reply would have been, that's what my food eats.
You may enter.
Sir!
Now then, General Armstrong. We need to talk about General Raven's recent disappearance. Just what have you done?
I won't be able to hide it all. Pardon me, Your Excellency, but I simply don't understand how you can employ someone as careless and incompetent as General Raven.
Is that the reason you saw fit to dispose of him?
Surely you don't need him. It can't be good to have someone so talkative on your senior staff.
You have me intrigued, General. What did Raven say?
She's got balls.
Immortality. The history of this country. Your Excellency's identity. He told me all sorts of things without any prompting.
She's clever because she knows he'll figure it out eventually, but if she frames it as her simply protecting him out of loyalty, she might be able to buy her life. Because, you know, there's nothing stopping him from eviscerating her and torturing her for information. Whereas if she does it this way, she might be able to buy herself some time. She's fucking good. And it comes as a risk. Like, it's a risk, but she's got the balls to walk up there and just lay it out on the table. Damn! This, ladies and gentlemen, is a queen, not a princess, a fucking queen. The most effective playing piece on a chessboard.
And after learning all of this, you still responded to my summons?
Yes, sir. I assume you'll be needing someone to fill that fool's vacant seat.
Interesting. I like the way you play. Very well. You can have General Raven's seat. But as I expect you'll understand, my men will take over Fort Briggs. Agreed?
Of course, as you wish. My soldiers are extremely strong and well-trained, sir. I guarantee they will serve you well, Your Excellency.
I'm sure they will. I appreciate the sacrifice, General.
Man, this is some fucking high-stakes poker shit right here.
To steal a tiger's cubs, you have to enter her den. And it seems like the General's landed herself right in the middle of it.
Yeah, and now this place is theirs too.
He wasn't even asking, he was just gonna take. And if she ran away, she knew that the entire fort would be in danger and all of her men would be killed because, you know, they don't have the firepower to stop the entire military. So the only option she has is to play ball. But in doing so, he's the one setting the terms, and she's got no choice but to agree. But she's managed to anticipate what they're actually going to try to do, and she trusts her men enough that they won't squeal. This is a woman that stacked her deck from the very beginning and built loyalty amongst her men. She wouldn't be able to pull this off if anyone under her command wasn't absolutely loyal, because any one of them could squeal and that house of cards will come toppling down. But she's willing to put her life on the line because she actually believes in the men under her command. And why wouldn't she? Because she was willing to sacrifice everything to save, what was it, one or two of them? I mean, if that doesn't inspire loyalty, I don't know what does. She's fucking amazing. And the way she plays it is really good because she's like, well, he opened his mouth and he was a liability. Of course I cut off a loose end. I did it for you. Oh, okay. So what's your motivation? What do you get out of this? And it's like, well, I want his seat. I was like, okay, fair enough. But if that's the case, your entire command post is mine. Of course, all yours. My men are yours to command. And he's like, oh, okay. You see, like, Yeah, they are really loyal to her or terrified to be on a bad side, but I'd say it is loyalty. There needs to be a balance between fear and admiration. If you just have fear, they won't be effective because they will be like scared mice. They won't do anything unless they're given the order. During World War II, Hitler used to sleep late into the morning. And because his high command was that afraid of him, when combat was happening and decisions needed to be made, no one wanted to wake him up to ask what his orders were. So they lost conflicts because the bastard was asleep and no one wanted to wake him up. And also a lot of these men didn't respect him, so they undermined him. They purposely disobeyed orders or didn't fulfill objectives, which cost him the war. In the final few days of the war, a lot of his generals and commanders were literally coming up to him and confessing that they'd been undermining him for months. What does that say? Now, at the beginning of the war, he was literally having people killed for, even if he had like the slightest suspicion that they might betray him. He killed one of his most loyal men. The one that helped him from day one. One of his most loyal men that would have died for him. That stood next to him when he marched on Parliament and was being shot at by rifles. And he killed him because he suspected he might betray him. And later in the war, he was surrounded by nothing but traitors. That's what happens when you don't command the respect of your men. Fear will only get you so far. You need a combination of respect and fear. Why do you need fear? Because there needs to be a repercussion for disobeying orders. Why do you need respect and admiration? Because you need people to believe in the mission. If they don't believe in the mission, they won't go beyond what is asked and beyond what they need to do. They might desert. They might cower in fear. Whereas if they believe in the mission, they would be, sometimes they would be willing to sacrifice their lives for the greater cause. Why do they need fear? They also need fear to make sure that there are repercussions for disobeying orders, for cowardice, for stealing, for sleeping on the job, things like that. It's a balance. That's why it's hearts and minds. There's a lot involved, and a good leader needs to understand people, not just strategy. You can have a great strategy but suck at executing it. Or you can have a horrible strategy but have people at your command that are willing to sacrifice everything against all odds. And I think that's what General Armstrong understands. That's why she's such an effective leader. It's not that she weeds out people and throws them out. It's that she understands that weak people have very low breaking points, and she doesn't want to be surrounded by that. She understands that the weakest point in the chain is how strong the chain is. So she makes sure that that weakest point is as strong as possible. And that's why her men respect her. But that's just my thoughts.
But still, there's one thing they don't know. Although our leader might be gone, we still stand as one. We act with one will. That's the Fort Briggs way.
From here on, the bears will fight the tigers.
There it is, ladies and gentlemen. They see themselves as one unit. One mission, one goal, one unit, one mind. You could separate them all and they believe in the mission. Beautiful. I love that they call themselves the Bears. That's so awesome. They're the Kumas. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. I mean, bears are strong creatures. They're family creatures. They look after their cubs, but they don't pick up their cubs when they fall over. When a cub falls into a hole or falls down a hill or something, the mum bear will keep walking. The cub will cry a little bit, but the mum will keep walking. And then the cub will panic and start trying to climb up the hill, and it'll fall down the hill, and it'll try climb again, and it'll fall down, and it'll try climb again, because the mum bear knows that the cub needs to learn how to climb with its own paws. It needs to grow the strength and the resolve to fight. However, if there is a real danger present, you bet your ass that mama bear is going to charge headfirst into it. General Armstrong is mama bear. Yes, she is. She is mama bear.
Is this spot taken?
No. So how is work treating you?
See for yourself. I have to work through every meal or I can't keep up. And how about you?
I've been staying busy too, especially with everything I've had to learn. Fuhrer Bradley works very efficiently though, so that helps. He isn't a slacker, that's for sure.
Sounds like this is going to be a dull conversation.
Well, apparently... Scar is up in the north. The Elric brothers are up there as well.
I see.
My former classmates Lucy and Ian are stationed up there. They like to keep me informed.
There is something, and while I do agree that they can't communicate directly, they have a deep enough relationship that they're able to understand each other's mannerisms, and when something is off, there is a certain way of communicating by putting messages in between the lines that normal people wouldn't be able to pick up, or talking about certain things where you have shared experiences. So they can definitely hint to each other what's going on without explicitly saying it, because they were comrades in arms for many, many years. They've developed a way of communicating which goes far beyond words. I mean, vocal communication is only 3% of communication. Sure, they might be using tapping, but I'm sure there's more than just that to do it.
Aren't the North and East conducting joint exercises this spring?
Yes, I think you're right about that. I hope Major Miles and Buccaneer don't show us up like they have in the past.
Miles. Buccaneer. Okay. And York, Ida, and Sugar all spoke to her too.
Bingo.
Havoc, Oscar, Mike, Uni, Nora, Charlie, then Uni and Lucy again. Uni once more, and then Sterling. Salim Bradley as a homunculus.
Oof!
I'd say impossible, but then there is no such thing. What in the world is about to happen here in Central?
Well played. Double tap every single time you want to use the first letter of the word. Or at least I think that's what they did. Not a bad code. I mean, different people use different codes. A lot of spies, used to tie their shoelaces a certain way to convey a message. I'm being followed, I'm being tailed, I found the target, I haven't found the target, you should get out, things like that. There's all these different communication methods. They use the clever one, though the double tap might actually be very, obvious. You never know. I don't know, that's just me. Maybe I'm just too paranoid. You know what's really fucking me up? That this city's not symmetrical. I'm sorry, but if I was building a city, it would need to be perfectly symmetrical. I can't. I'm sorry. This road, where the hell is the... Why? Why do you do this? Perhaps the double tap was the decoy? Now you're talking. Okay, seriously, what does this guy do all day?
Young man. Hey, you there.
Oh no!
It's all right. Look, over here.
Yeah?
Hey now. Can't you at least bring yourself to act a little surprised or something?
What do I get for acting surprised?
You show no fear. I like that. What's your name?
I'm number 23.
Not your number. I want you to tell me your real name.
I'm a slave. I don't have one.
A slave? You mean a person without any rights or freedoms? Someone trafficked and deeded as a possession?
No, you're talking about capitalism and citizens in such a country.
Deeded? What's that?
Why do I keep thinking that Ed is a clone now? I mean, look at that face. I can't be the only one that's thinking this right now.
It's when a piece of property is transferred to another person.
Huh?
Seems you're not all that bright, are you?
Hey, get out of here!
How could I possibly have been born from someone as stupid as you?
What?
You are the one who gave me blood, right?
I guess so. He said he was going to use it for an experiment.
I exist today because you gave me your blood.
You do realize that you can get an external egg and implant it in a uterus, right? And the genetic material will be someone else's other than the mother. That is a thing, right? It is possible. And given that they're doing shit like this and alchemy and male armor and stuff, I mean, come on. Genetics must be a stepping stone in this world.
Thank you. Let's see. Number 23 isn't going to cut it. I think I'll give you a name of your own.
Give me a name. Who are you?
You'll want a noble-sounding one, right? Let's see... Theo. Theophrastus Bombastus.
That's too long.
Huh? Oh yeah, you're not that smart. Maybe we shouldn't put too many syllables in it.
Hey you, I'm plenty smart.
Well, how about Von? Von Hohenheim. How does that sound?
So Von Hohenheim, huh? I think I can remember that.
It's spelled... Oh, you don't know how to read and write, do you?
I don't need to read and write to do my work.
Your slave work. Don't you even want freedom? Are you going to live out the rest of your life as a slave, without the rights of a real man? In that case, you're no different from me, trapped inside this stuffy flask. Let me teach you, Von Hohenheim.
Hey. What are you? Who are you? What do I call you?
I'll tell you what, von Hohenheim. You can call me the dwarf in the FLASK, Homunculus.
And there I thought he was the mastermind of this entire thing. Okay.
All things are made from one, and in the end, all things return to one.
In other words, one is all.
Indeed, and all is one as well.
All is ultimately of the one. So if all is not included in the one, then all is nothing.
You have passed. You are now an alchemist, Hohenheim. Well done, child.
I'm still only fit to be an assistant. My skill is nothing near yours, Master. I'm grateful to you.
Oh? For what?
I live as well as I do now because of the knowledge you gave me. And I've also earned the Master's respect. Thanks to you, maybe someday, I'll even be able to get married and have a family.
A family, huh? How inconvenient for you humans. Unless you form communities and breed, your species can't continue to exist.
Don't call it breeding. And whether or not it's a concept that you're able to understand, that's where humans find happiness. We live for the bonds that we form with friends and family members. That's who we humans are.
Sure, whatever you say.
Lies.
Okay then, what is it that makes you happy?
Well, I'd hate to be guilty of asking too much, but I think I'd be happy if I could just leave this flask.
Fullmetal Alchemist.
So, the thing in the flask made friends with him, and all these years later, it's trying to convince him to let it out. Why hasn't it tried before? I'm a little bit... Slave number 23. Okay. Because I wasn't confused enough already.
Fullmetal Alchemist.
Immortality? Why would someone who already has so much power and prosperity need such a thing?
Watch your tongue! You are in the royal presence. If you continue with this insolence, I will smash your flask!
You wouldn't dare to destroy such an important source of knowledge.
That's enough chatter. Immortality. Tell me, is it possible or isn't it?
Ah. It doesn't like its owner. It's mutual benefit. It needs someone who it can control. But why did they let him next to it? I don't understand. Wouldn't that be dangerous?
Growing impatient in your old age? How lamentable, King of Xerxes.
King of Xerxes, wasn't that the civilization that was destroyed? And they had those alchemy tablets and they knew how to open the gate of truth? Hubris. Wait, wasn't the Gate of Xerxes Society the one that was destroyed in order to make a... Oh. You got played like a damn fiddle.
Okay, I'll tell you how you can achieve immortality.
What are you digging here for?
Irrigation canals. The king's ordered them to be dug all throughout the country.
That's the king for you. He even cares about the well-being of us commoners.
Yes, he does.
God damn it.
Remember, there must be no survivors!
Hurry! Quickly! Carve out the crests of blood while there's still time!
The North Village was attacked?
I heard they all died.
Before it was the West Village. Who could be doing this?
What an awful tragedy.
Yeah, real tragic.
Majesty.
I'm still trying to figure out why the fuck they let a normal person hold it. I mean, if it contains so much fucking knowledge and they're letting one of the apprentices hold it, why would you? That is so risky. Maybe I'm just paranoid.
At long last, your transmutation circle is complete.
Took long enough.
He's gonna get duped at the last second, isn't he? He's gonna get fucking duped. He's gonna get fucking duped. That's why you don't piss off the immortal thing in the glass jar. I mean, dude.
Finally, it's done. This is it. Everything is ready?
Yes. You may now become immortal.
He's gonna get duped. He's gonna be the final sacrifice. Watch that shit.
Incredible. The king will achieve immortality.
No, he won't.
Yes, this is an amazing moment indeed.
This is immortality. No, you must be wrong. I don't understand it. You said if we were in the center of the circle, we wouldn't be hurt.
What the? What's going on here? Hey, Homunculus!
The true center of the transmutation circle is right here where you're standing.
It is?
Surely you remember that your blood is within me. I used it to open the doorway. Blood brother of mine, von Hohenheim. Right now, you and I are at the center of everything.
So that's why they look like fucking twins. It's using his blood in order to create itself a human form so it can move by itself. Well, don't cuck me now.
Majesty! Master, are you... No, he's dead. Is anyone out there? Willard, Mechtild, Reinmeyer, Tony, Mayo.
Where's Bob?
Somebody. There must be someone left.
It's no use. All of their souls have been taken from them.
Majesty! Are you all right?
Tell me. Your body, how is it feeling?
It's me. Impossible.
Using your blood, I created a receptacle for myself. Nice. Finally, I can walk on my own two legs.
Are you the Homunculus and the FLASK? What's going on here? What is this? What have you done?
To thank you for your blood, I've given you a name, and I've given you knowledge. And now, I've given you a body that will live forever.
Okay, to be fair, at least the Homunculus wasn't a dick about it and spared the one person that helped create it and treated it nicely all these years. I gotta give the Homunculus the benefit of the doubt by saying at the very least it wasn't a dick. And in its eyes, it was owned by a greedy king that was willing to sacrifice all of his people to achieve immortality. I mean, I can't exactly fault the Homunculus for being a little bit pissed off, now can I?
I'm immortal.
Focus your attention within yourself, Hohenheim. You hear them, don't you? The voices of all the people in this country who were offered in exchange for your immortality. Well, half of their lives were for me, actually. I appreciate your cooperation, Hohenheim.
So the immortality ritual is completely separate from the Philosopher's Stone ritual. So he's got immortality, he's creating Philosopher's Stones, he's created his 7 deadly sins in order to make an even bigger circle. So what's the end game? If it's already got immortality and near infinite power to channel alchemy, what more does it want? Remember that discussion we had about how much it would suck to be immortal when everyone you know and love ends up dying of old age? Exhibit A. And we've given him shit the entire series because we thought he was the bad guy.
Von Hohenheim? I knew it.
Running out of juice.
Finally.
So he uses the souls.
I get a chance to meet Ed and Al's father.
And I finally get to meet the one who taught my sons.
Well, if it relies on the power of the souls of the people that it's used to create the ritual, wouldn't the motivation be to start a fucking country? Oh my god. It literally created a country that's a farm. And it created every city in order to create a bigger summoning circle. And those cities created their own populations. It is literally farming people as an energy source. We are literally being used as human batteries. And it's using sloth to dig the... Oh, you son of a bitch. Wait a minute. But we stopped sloth. Lieutenant Armstrong?
I'm sure they must have been a handful.
Oh no, they were fine boys.
What is it?
Izumi, are you all right? Let me get your medicine.
May I have a look at her? I know a bit about the medical field.
Sure.
She's missing organs, isn't she?
I'm all right. This happens.
No, you are not all right. Mr. Sig, find us a car, quickly. Hurry!
Right. I'm on it.
Parts of organs.
Miss Izumi, you have seen the truth. What did you sacrifice? Please be honest with me.
My insides were taken. I was trying to bring my child back to life.
I see. Yes. I see. I'm sorry.
What the fuck?
Izumi, hang on! Izumi!
Calm down, dear, please. I'm all right.
He shoved his hand into you.
But my breathing, it's easier.
How can that be?
There's no wound.
That's impossible.
Your organs were taken away as a testament to your sin, and they cannot be brought back. But I did rearrange your entrails somewhat to improve the flow of blood. Miss Izumi, you cannot give in to your fate just yet.
You're the boy's father. But who are you?
Who am I? I am a philosopher's stone, in the form of a man. That's what I am.
Well, that explains why it's not perfectly symmetrical. No, it does not. This is perfectly symmetrical. Why are the streets not perfectly symmetrical? I am a judgmental bastard that jumps to conclusions based on incomplete information. And case in point, I have given him shit the entire series without realizing that it was never his fault to begin with. Nor did he have any idea as to what he was doing. And his whole life, he was just trying to play the hand that he was dealt as best as he could. And I still gave him shit for it. Wow. Thank you, anime. That's exactly what I want on a Monday night. At the end of the stream, would we be able to rewatch the very first opening? There's a detail in it that's only obvious after seeing this episode. I don't see why not. The city shape doesn't matter. It does to me. City planning is doing a shitty job. When I'm running this country, every city planner needs to have weaponized OCD. Things need to be symmetrical. Don't worry, Kuma, you're not the only one who does that. I know, but I talk about all these times where people judged me prematurely and treated me like shit, which resulted in me having the experiences which I did that made me into the person that I am. yet I go out and do the very things that I was a victim of. Is that not counterproductive? Is it not my duty to pick it up and change it and eliminate it from myself and pass on that teaching to others? Would that not be a way to make the world a better place? I don't know. I think there is an after credits scene. Nice. I think that would explain how he feels too awkward with his kids. That's a tough one. I think his wife knew. I feel bad for him. Like I said, when I'm running this country, it's not if, it's when it's going to happen. Easier said than done, though. It is, but I mean, making the conscious decision to try is step one, isn't it? Whether or not I succeed is a whole nother thing. Maybe next life. Well, it would be interesting to have a country run by someone that isn't a politician and that is aware of their flaws, don't you think? What a crazy idea. What a crazy idea. A non-career politician helping run things. And I say help because running things shouldn't be done by a single person. They should help guide the most suitable people to make the calls. But, you know, what would I know about running effective teams? I'm pretty sure every elitist would do something about it. That's why you need a slov. That's why you need a slov. All right, let's see the after credits.
The Sorcerer's Stone, the Celestial Stone, the Grand Elixir. The Philosopher's Stone is known by many names. It's not necessarily a stone. The one Dr. Marco had was a semi-liquid form. The one that Kimberly has is similar to a crystal, and it's about this big.
You say it has incredible power. I would have expected it to be a little bigger than that.
It's not. I've never seen one that's much bigger than a small pebble.
Meanwhile, a uranium atom can cause the blast of a nuclear bomb, and it's, well, almost microscopic.
Besides, to create a Philosopher's Stone that big, you'd have to kill thousands of people. Maybe it's possible, but I would never want to see it.
Crazy how all the Philosopher's Stones that are held by the deadly sins are spherical. So it's more than possible that there's different grades of Philosopher's Stones, different potency, all that sort of thing. So what I'm getting is that a Philosopher's Stone is effectively like a battery of all the souls that have been sacrificed for it. And depending on the potency of it, it takes a different size and shape. Which is why Gluttony ran out of power with his Philosopher's Stone after dying X amount of times and was effectively recycled by Big Daddy in a glass jar, now running around with 2 legs, looking like some Jesus motherfucker. Huh. I wonder how big the world map of this world is. That's the real thing. Because we've seen how big the country is with the different surrounding countries. That was greed? No. Gluttony was the one that ended up dying too many times and ended up being recycled. Greed was pretty much executed in that furnace and reabsorbed. Gluttony ran out of juice and was recycled because he got to keep his memories. That was his reward for being a faithful servant. But I'm curious to see how big the world of Fullmetal Alchemist is, because we know we have that continent with the country smack down in the middle and the countries surrounding it, but we don't know how big the rest of the world is, if at all. Because they mentioned thousands of people being sacrificed for a Philosopher's Stone. I'm trying to get a rough gauge of the number of people we have in the world of Fullmetal Alchemist. I mean, because when we compare it to our world, we have billions. I would say some anime might have millions. The wiki says Amestris is approximately 723,000 square kilometers. I'll be honest, I don't know how big that is compared to continents on our planet, because I'm not that good. I know Europe is actually surprisingly dense. Approximate 50 million. Okay. See, that would make sense then. It wants to keep on living, and the only way it can keep on living is creating more of these power sources for itself. So it's basic self-preservation, I guess. Creating a government and a country being used as a farmhouse, and then once that's done, rinse and repeat. Except the next time you do it, you've got your 7 deadly sins to work with, right? I mean, it doesn't sound like a irrational plan. It sounds like a pretty damn good one if you're running a farm. And it wasn't a dick to its original host. Can it be really defined as absolute evil? I'm not sure. Because in a way, humans can be interpreted as being evil because we're so self-centered. When you really think about it, humans are very selfish. And whenever they work together, they only do it because there's a personal gain from it. So, can I call this thing evil? That's a tough one. Son of a bitch. We're up to episode 41, Abyss, which is a very nice place in Fire Emblem Three Houses. But first, let's take a quick 3-minute break and jump into the next episode. We're really getting into the thick of it, but I really want to see some of these anime battles. Quick 3-minute break and we're going to be right back.
Hey, did I hand you a shrinking potion by accident? I could have sworn that was the gender swapping one.
Don't be hating. She's fun sized, that's all. She doesn't even have to get on her knees to blow.
You want to add anything to that conversation?
Nope, I'm good. In fact, I think your new size makes you an even more formidable and stealthy ninja.